its worst pressure since COVID. Wes Streeting also highlighting a poll tonight that suggests public support for these strikes is beginning to fall. And the reason he's doing this is he's trying to put pressure on BMA members to support this offer that they're voting on over the weekend on new training conditions. And if they do back this offer, it could mean those strikes don't go ahead. We don't get the result of this poll until Monday. The strikes are due to begin on Wednesday. There are some in the NHS who say actually this rhetoric is a little bit over the top, and yes, that the impact of this flu will be difficult, but the NHS should be able to cope. Wes Streeting insists next week will be painful for the NHS, but he hopes there's still time to ensure it's not quite as painful as it needs to be.
Okay, Harry, many thanks. And for answers to all your flu-related questions, including whether or not it's too late to get the flu jab, head to our website, itv.com/news. Our man who...
So what does this mean for the wider region?
Well, the local task force excited. They see this as potentially the region's answer to GCHQ in Cheltenham. They say that this could mean that RAF will act as a magnet to bring in other defence-related firms and also thousands of jobs in the region.
We've got people already talking to us from across the defence sector saying, fantastic, I hear there are things happening in Huntingdonshire. Have you got any space for me? How do I get involved? So we are moving at considerable pace.
And I think this is a rare example of a cross-party consensus. I spoke to two MPs who are also on the tour, and they say that this could really drive the region forward.
It's important to have political consensus, I think, because it gives investors long-term certainty. It means that they know that...
But now police believe she could have been murdered.
As a result of new information that's come to light to Northamptonshire Police this summer, we are re-investigating that death as a homicide investigation. What we're appealing for is any witnesses that would be able to assist in that investigation, and that may be anyone that knew her at the time, knew of her relationships, or anyone that can provide information, whether it's information that's come to light post Rhonda's death or before Rhonda's death, of any concerns she may have had. No matter how small that information is, it may be really valuable to our investigation.
Officers from the East Midlands Major Crime Team are now investigating. Anyone with information is asked to call 101 or contact Crime Stoppers. Kate Bradbrook, BBC Look East.
Next, claims that students are already starting to drop out of the University of Essex after it announced last week that it would close its Southend campus. It comes as one of the city's MPs met staff and students affected by the decision. The university says it's having to close the campus and cut jobs elsewhere because of financial challenges facing the entire higher education sector. This from Laura Foster.
When the news broke 10 days ago that the University of Essex would be closing its Southend campus and transferring students to Colchester, many were sad and angry. Jobs across Southend, Colchester and Wellington campuses are set to be cut over the next year. Simply no time now.
Eu quero muito pita. Quieto, ali, Nico. O filme se começar, tá? Olha, 3, 2, 1. Eu quero muito pita.
Hit a fence last year. A trainee was driving and her instructor then took control. Nobody resisted. The value of 4,000 new homes could be affected if a new pylon network is built between Norfolk and Tilbury, according to Essex County Council. It says the Duncan Hills Barber Village on the proposed route in Brentwood would be less appealing to buyers if the plan went ahead. The BBC has contacted National Grid for comment. Former Northampton Town Chairman David Cardoza and his father Anthony have pleaded not guilty to fraud charges over a stadium redevelopment. They
I really do not see black people at all. What does this lifetime material that you're bringing on tonight mean to me? I am so honoured to know that Lady Neville, who's organised it, has put me forward for it, and I'm just excited today.
Together, Albert Bernard and Lorna Barnes embody resilience, service and inspiration.
Tonight they join many more inspirational people from the black community across Buckinghamshire, Bedfordshire and Northamptonshire, all honoured for changing lives and shaping the future. Lillian Simons, BBC Northeast, Milton Keynes.
And congratulations to all the award winners. There's lots more to come on the programme, including ahead of the Peterborough and Northampton derby. We speak to the commentators on both sides of the north-south divide. Next tonight, the piano from this region playing a starring role in the race this year's Christmas #1. It was used in a music video for One of Us, a song was written and performed by McFly frontman Tom Fletcher and features in the new West End show Paddington the Musical.
Paddington. He's the marmalade-loving bear who's famously found at London's Paddington Station, a long, long way from home. Well, this piano has a special connection to Paddington, and like the famous bear, it too recently found its way to London's Paddington Station, 65 miles away from its home here in Northamptonshire.
This is a 1990s Kramer upright piano, which we call a small modern piano, made by the Kendall factory in Milton Keynes.
Nerve-wracking moment when Tom first sat down and sort of tinkled the ivies for the first time?
Yeah, obviously we were thinking that, and I obviously played it myself and checked it all over, but there's always that moment, and he seemed really pleased with it, you know, big smile on his face.
As the name suggests, Milton Keynes Pianos was originally set up in MK in 2018. But Martin relocated to Toaster 2 years ago. Piano restoration and sourcing bespoke pianos is the bulk of the work they do. So while this may be the most showbiz job they've ever had, they're certainly no strangers to unusual requests.
It was an unusual one, yeah. We've done some painted pianos before for different companies, and we did a bright yellow one for a BT cap, and we get requests for sort of sprinkle effects and different paint effects and things like this. This is the first high-profile video that we've done in things like this. Yeah, good experience, yeah.
So will this piano help Tom and Paddington to cinch that coveted Christmas top spot? We're up against some tough competition, from Kylie, that perennial favourite by Wham, to name just a few. We'll have to wait until Friday week to find out. And Radio 1's official Christmas chart is announced. In Northamptonshire.
Oh, it's 3-0! Derek Costello from close range!
They are the BBC voices of Peterborough United and Northampton Town. Ben Stevenson and Tim
Nen derby, as opposed to the Ning derby, is the biggest in the Cobblers calendar for historical reasons, because Northampton and Peterborough are part of the same county. So it's the one the Cobblers fans look forward to most, but I suppose the most famous is the most recent, the 4-0 win here in April, when the Cobblers got on a fantastic first half show and blew the Posh away. I'm sure your memories aren't quite so rosy.
No, not on that particular day, no. It's been quite a shock last season, because before that, I think quite a good record against Northampton and Derby. I think if you ask the older generation who the arch enemy are, they refer to Northampton Town and decades worth of big derby games contested between the two sides. So yeah, for the older generation, this weekend is absolutely massive. It's right to let the surprise that it was going to be a bit more snapping, especially in the opening 6 games. We're going to have to describe what might happen, but for a derby game it's just that little bit more important, because they're kind of historical moments that future fans will look back on, and it's your voice that is often kind of subscribed over the top. So yeah, a lot of pressure off the pitch, and probably a heck of a lot more on the pitch as well.
Football commentary is such a skill. So if you're a Posh fan, head to Radio Cambridgeshire coverage from 2 p.m, commentary from Ben at 3, same times on Radio Northampton with Tim. And here are some of the other games on offer this weekend.
The shot that is crunchy in front
operations are relatively routine these days and they can transform people's vision overnight. But if the patient is a zoo animal rather than a human being, things are a little more complicated. Debbie Tubby has been to Banham Zoo in North.
They came up with a plan.
It's okay, darling. Good girl, well done.
Daniel Pride knew the challenge ahead and planned it for months, using a method she'd used before on seals.
The boomer ball is effectively a target which she has to touch with her nose.
She taught her to hold that position to administer the eye drops, and in return, she got a tasty treat.
Good girl, well done.
It's been so mild today, hasn't it? We've had a lot of cloud around, so not such bright weather, but certainly some lovely weather watchers photographs. We had some blue sky and sunshine in potential for really close to freezing for many of us, so we can expect a widespread ground frost and locally an air frost. Those places like Santon Downham that are frost prone could well drop to freezing or just below. Also the possibility of the odd mist and fog patch forming, but that should clear fairly quickly tomorrow. Now the pressure pattern shows that we have high pressure that's still in command of our weather, and it is blocking these weather fronts. They are going to the north and west, but you can see a squeeze on the isobars. The winds will pick up later tomorrow, and it's also going to be quite breezy on Sunday. So after that chilly start, it won't feel quite so mild tomorrow as it has done today. So temperatures are expected to get to double figures, perhaps 9 or 10 degrees at the very best. So just about making it double figures. A light southwest day. In terms of overnight temperatures, of course, our chilly night for tonight. Temperatures close to freezing, if not down to freezing, and then a little chillier again on Tuesday night with some clear sky. Susie.
It's still remarkably mild during the day. Thank you very much, Alex. That is all from us. We will have the late news at 10:30, but from the Lookies team, have a great weekend. Goodbye.
Here's what's coming up on BBC Sport this weekend. There's live netball tomorrow from 2, England taking on Jamaica. That's on BBC 2 and the iPlayer. The European Cross Country Championships, there on Sunday. You can head to the iPlayer from 9:20 for coverage of that. And later that day, Manchester United are facing Tottenham Hotspur in the Women's Super League. That's from 2:15. And you can...
Final One Show of the Week live on BBC One, and I'm here with Jamie Gill.
Tonight, we're going to play